Many people experience a persistent sense of exhaustion that lingers no matter how much they rest, and this chronic fatigue is often rooted in complex internal processes rather than simple lack of sleep. The body depends on a delicate balance of hormones, nutrients, and metabolic reactions to generate steady energy throughout the day. When any part of this network falters, the result can be a deep, ongoing tiredness that sleep alone cannot fix. Hormonal imbalances, especially in the thyroid, can slow the body's entire energy production system. When thyroid hormones drop below optimal levels, metabolism becomes sluggish, muscles receive less fuel, and the mind begins to feel foggy and heavy. This slowdown often leads people to feel drained, even after what should be a restorative night of rest. Nutrient deficiencies are another hidden but powerful cause. Iron is essential for carrying oxygen in the blood, and when levels fall, the body cannot deliver enough oxygen to tissues. Muscles fatigue faster, the brain loses clarity, and everyday activities feel disproportionately draining. Vitamin B12 plays a similar role in supporting energy metabolism and maintaining healthy nerve function. Even mild deficiencies can create a profound sense of weakness or difficulty concentrating. Additionally, disruptions in blood sugar stability can trigger cycles of energy spikes followed by sudden crashes, leaving the body in a constant struggle to stay balanced. These internal fluctuations can make a person feel tired from early morning to late night, despite good sleep habits. Understanding the roots of fatigue requires looking deeper than sleep patterns alone. The body communicates through subtle signals, and chronic tiredness is often one of its clearest warnings that something beneath the surface needs attention. By examining hormonal health, nutrient levels, metabolic efficiency, and stress responses, it becomes easier to understand why exhaustion can become a daily companion, and more importantly, how to support the body in restoring true energy. For many individuals, the real path to feeling refreshed begins with addressing these internal systems, rather than simply increasing rest. Chronic fatigue often develops gradually, becoming noticeable only when daily tasks begin to feel heavier than they once did. One of the key internal factors contributing to this condition is the body's ability to convert food into usable energy. This process relies on mitochondria, the tiny power plants inside each cell. When mitochondria do not function efficiently, even normal meals fail to deliver enough energy for physical and mental performance. This can create a lingering sense of weakness that grows throughout the day. In some individuals, underlying inflammation further interrupts energy production by interfering with cellular pathways, prolonging the feeling of burnout. Hormonal patterns also play a major role. Cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, helps regulate energy levels, blood pressure, and alertness. When stress becomes chronic, cortisol rhythm can become disrupted. Some people experience elevated cortisol in the evening, making sleep less restorative, while others experience abnormally low morning cortisol, making it difficult to feel awake no matter how long they slept. This imbalance leads to a cycle in which the body fails to recover at night and struggles to energize itself during the day. Over time, this persistent dysregulation manifests as constant tiredness, irritability, and reduced motivation. Another often overlooked contributor is low-grade inflammation triggered by diet, allergies, or digestive imbalances. When the digestive system is stressed, whether from poor nutrient absorption, chronic irritation, or disruptions in gut bacteria, it can affect the brain through chemical signaling. This gut-brain connection influences mood, focus, and energy stability. For some people, fatigue is a direct reflection of how well the digestive system is functioning. Without balanced digestion, the body cannot efficiently break down nutrients into the components needed for energy and cognitive sharpness. Fatigue is ultimately more than a physical sensation. It is a message that internal systems are struggling to stay synchronized. Recognizing these patterns helps explain why chronic tiredness persists, even in individuals who sleep well or maintain regular routines. A deeper understanding of these mechanisms encourages a more holistic approach to restoring vitality, one that focuses on internal balance rather than simply adding more rest or caffeine. To fully understand chronic fatigue, it is essential to recognize how interconnected the body's systems truly are. Where energy is not produced by a single organ or pathway, It is the final result of cooperation between hormones, blood flow, nutrients, cellular metabolism, and emotional regulation. When even one component falls out of balance, the entire energy network becomes strained. For example, inadequate hydration can thicken the blood slightly, making the heart work harder to deliver oxygen. Although this change is subtle, its effects accumulate, leading to slower thinking, physical sluggishness, and a growing sense of exhaustion as the day progresses. Emotional and psychological factors also influence physical energy far more than most people realize. Stress triggers a chain reaction through the nervous system, tightening muscles, increasing heart rate, and redirecting blood flow toward survival-oriented functions. While this response is useful in emergencies, chronic activation drains the body's energy reserves. The constant production of stress hormones can interfere with sleep quality, reducing the amount of deep, restorative rest the body receives. This creates a cycle in which stress causes poor sleep. Poor sleep increases fatigue, and fatigue reduces the body's ability to handle stress. Additionally, lifestyle habits contribute to persistent tiredness in subtle ways. Irregular meal timing can disrupt metabolic rhythms. Limited exposure to natural light can weaken circadian regulation. Lack of movement reduces oxygen flow to tissues, making both mind and body feel heavier. Even seemingly small habits accumulate over time, shaping how energized or drained a person feels throughout the day. When these factors combine with internal imbalances, such as low iron, low B12, thyroid issues, or blood sugar instability, the result is a deep, ongoing fatigue that no amount of sleep can resolve. Understanding chronic fatigue requires accepting that it is rarely caused by a single issue. Instead, it reflects the overall state of internal harmony. The body's tiredness is not a failure, but a message, a signal that something beneath the surface needs attention, nourishment, or balance. By addressing these underlying causes, whether hormonal, nutritional, metabolic, or emotional, true and lasting energy becomes possible again. Real vitality comes not just from sleeping more, but from supporting the systems that make energy possible in the first place.